humans lost, enslaved. Now, mere energy for the machines. We are briefly introduced to a past when a program was conceived to create the Matrix. We don't know if it is an entity or a collective mind, but we know its name, the Architect. Its job was to create a space, a virtual reality, to ensnare the mind of billions of humans. But before megacity as we know it, and before the illusion of choice, the Architect, guided by his cold logic, faced the task of creating the perfect environment for beings he could not completely understand and actually despised. Let me tell you a story of heaven and hell, of dreams and nightmares. Let me tell you the story of the Matrix prototypes. The first version of the Matrix was pure perfection. This world was a utopia, where the concept of suffering, anger, poverty, despair simply did not exist. Humans lived perfect lives, where each moment was full of bliss. This world was maintained and controlled by literal angels called seraphim. These were powerful programs considered to be an earlier, more, let me say, elegant version of the agents we know. So, let me say out loud the question that you have in mind. If that version was perfect, then why didn't it work? Because we know for a fact that it didn't work. Agent Smith tells Morpheus of that was indeed a disaster. Billions of human lives were lost. Crops, as he puts it, were lost because human minds couldn't accept this reality. The Architect, a being of pure logic, failed to grasp a fundamental human truth: that happiness without the memory of sorrow is meaningless. That peace without the concept of struggle is boring. Humans don't just want to be happy, they need to earn it. We define ourselves through our challenges and especially our choices. Perfection forced upon us is a prison. This just cannot work. Paradise Matrix was shut down, and the programs created to maintain the system were purged. Some of them, though, resisted and managed to survive and keep existing in newer versions of the Matrix. These sentient programs are called exiles, but I will probably dedicate a whole video about them in the future. While Paradise Matrix was straightforward, this second version is a bit more complicated. We know it existed, is proven, but its exact form is just widely accepted fan theory. I'm talking about the Nightmare Matrix. The Architect tells Neo that after the failure of Paradise, he tried the opposite. He redesigned the Matrix based on human history and our grotesqueries, focusing on our negative traits and again, trying to perfect them. And what can be a perfected version of something negative? I'd say horror. So, what if I tell you that this version was full of ghosts, vampires, werewolves, and all our darkest myth made real? The nightmare matrix likely ran on the grim principle of cause and effect. Humans are flawed and do bad things. Then, this hellscape is what they deserve. If the Paradise Matrix was a flawed heaven, the Nightmare Matrix was a carefully crafted hell, and every hell needs its devil. This is where many believe the Merovingian originated. It wasn't just a powerful program, it was likely the master of this domain, a digital Lucifer ruling over a world of monsters. His obsession with casuality and his line "choice is an illusion" created between those with power and those without isn't just a personality quirk, it's the ghost of his original programming. This is why his followers like the ghostly twins or the werewolf-like Cain and Abel seem so out of place in the later Matrix. They are relics from this forgotten, monstrous era. But this, too, was a miscalculation. While humans are drawn to darkness, they also possess hope, resilience, and a desire for meaning beyond mere survival. The constant horror was likely just as unsustainable as the constant bliss, leading to catastrophic system instability. The architect, frustrated, had to accept the inevitable truth. His logic was not enough. He needed to understand the human heart. That's when the machines turned to an intuitive program, one designed especially to study the human psyche. We know her as the Oracle. We all know the Oracle, but we must remember that it is thanks to her that the third and final version of the Matrix, the one where we see in the films, actually succeeded. Her role was to develop insights into the human mind, and she had a breakthrough. She understood that for the vast majority to accept the simulation, a small minority had to be allowed to reject it. In order to keep humans trapped, they needed the freedom to believe they could make a choice. The choice, of course, was just a deeper level of control. She fabricated the prophecy of the One, a messiah figure who would give the rebels hope. The machines allowed this, permitting a small percentage of humans to free themselves and build the city of Zion. It was all a genius loop. The savior who would save humanity by having his code reabsorbed by the source. A resistance who would hold fast, but whose destruction was preordained. The cycle of rebellion, hope, and destruction happened already 6 times, each time balancing the equation and allowing the Matrix to be rebooted stronger and more stable. But with Neo, it was different. The Oracle, by then an exile herself, played a new game. The systemic love the One had for humanity was now focused on another kind, a specific, unpredictable love for one single being, Trinity. But this story, and how that love broke the system, is a tale for another time. If you want to know more about the Matrix, please let me know in the comments below. I would be happy to read it. Thank you very much for watching.